there's a lot of shit in the air and it stinks. And it has to do with the Bayonetta 3 new release of the game with a new voice actress, Jennifer Hale, over Hellena Taylor. Now, the debacle has been going on for a few days now, and there's been people that are coming out calling Hellena a liar, and there's people that are coming out saying that she was rightfully so. There's always two sides to every story, and the stink that's on this one lies on both sides. Originally, Hellena Taylor said that she was going to be compensated $3,000 to $4,000 for the entirety of her work as a voiceover actress on the new game. This was not the case. Now, I know most of you guys want to go in and just tear her head off and call her a liar and burn her to the stake. Before you do that, let's look at some of the things that you guys might not know about. Now, first, Bloomberg dropped an article stating basically the actual agreement from people that were involved in the agreement with Hellena Taylor was that she was going to be offered $3,000 to $4,000 per session for 5 days of voice recording. That would have totaled around $15,000. Okay, so this is where everyone's like, she fucking lied. And here's the facts: $15,000 is fucking nothing. It's schmeckles. It's nothing to be excited about, especially if you're the lead voice in a big game. And I'm gonna call it a big game because that's what it is. They have made a lot of money over the years, and they did it using her likeness and her voice in the game. Now, if some of you want to come out and say stupid, dumbass shit like, I never played the game because of her voice, though that may be true, you never bought the game initially because you heard her voice and you're like, holy shit, I need this game. Her voice is amazing. Obviously not. But would the game be what the game is had it not been for the perfection in her voice and character and the way that everything worked together? You probably wouldn't have loved it the same way. I'm not going to say it couldn't have been different and good. I'm just saying the way that it is now, Hellena Taylor is the voice of Bayonetta, and that's what you know, and that's what you've loved about the games prior. Now, going back to her lying about the $4,000, could she have possibly not known that she was going to be contracted for $4,000 per session, and there was going to be about 4 to 5 different sessions that she would be in, totaling around $15,000? Maybe. Probably not. Was she acting a little bit on emotion? Probably, but I would have been too, because I would have been so mad that you're the lead in a game that you've been with for years and they want to give you $15,000 for your work. Now, if they were like, look, we'll pay you $15,000 up front, but we're going to give you back end. That means, you know, when we make $100 million on the game, you make at least $1 million. Now, that would have been okay. I'm sure she would have been more open to that, but this was not the case. They're like, shut the fuck up. Take this fucking $15,000 and shut your mouth and be grateful. Also, other people are coming on and saying voiceover actors are overpaid. Dude, bro, what are you talking about? Their voice, and I'm going to tell you as a professional, as a music producing professional, I've worked with tons of singers. Some are amazing. Some are fucking dog shit. Now, the ones that are amazing, every single word that comes out of their mouth, just like in the video that Hellena dropped with her talking about her experience, I could hear it in her voice. I can hear how good her voice is, and that everything she says would work for that game. She sounds like the voice of Bayonetta. She looks like Bayonetta. They basically modeled her image after Helena's image. I don't think people are even realizing that she looks like Bayonetta. She is Bayonetta, and you guys want to treat her like she's fucking scum of the earth. Now, she did lie. Sort of. She didn't give you the full details. She kind of riled you up off $4,000. All she had to have done was say $15,000, and everybody would have been like, well, that was what the deal entailed. They were going to pay her $15,000. So, though there was an article basically stating the truth, though the head designer came out and said, I don't even know what he was talking about in his tweet. I watched a video by Moist Critical, and he was basically saying that he sounds like, you know, a villain in a Scooby-Doo movie, which is true. I didn't get his whole point here, especially with the little end bit. But the point is this, dude. If you are the voice of a character, they're selling your image and likeness. If they modeled the character in any sort of way after you and what you look like, that is your likeness. And to utilize that to make millions and hundreds of millions of dollars, just compensate her. And this has nothing to do with the fact that she's a woman, because that doesn't matter. If it was a guy, I'd be just as mad. If it was Arthur from Red Dead, I'd be fucking furious, because Arthur is a special character in my opinion. I love Arthur. His voice, everything about him made me love the game that much more. If they gave me some little bitch to play in GTA, or not GTA, I'm sorry. If they gave me some little bitch to play in Red Dead, then I wouldn't have loved him as much as I loved Arthur. I loved the character. I loved the voice. It made the game good to play. So I don't want to hear all this bullshit about, like, who cares about voiceover actors? They don't even deserve the amount of money that they're making, which is nothing. $4,000 will get you by barely 1 month living in Los Angeles. 1 month. And even if you live somewhere else where your rent was way less, and you don't think that these people deserve good pay when the company is making hundreds of millions of dollars, try to put yourself in their position. You don't, like, in the smallest bit be like, yo, my works and efforts went into the success of your company. You guys don't want to see me better off. Nothing's forever. Okay, that's her whole point. She can be let go, and in this case, she kind of let herself go. Not like physically, but in the gaming world, like, she really kind of fucked herself in this whole thing. But the point is this, is you can be let go of your job at any fucking moment, and they'll be like, hey man, thanks for your work. Sorry to see you go, but we're rich now, so we don't really give a fuck. It's the same thing for her. She's worked her life to be here, and now she's here. She's worked hard. She's a fucking lead in a video game that you love. And you don't want to see her well off? You want to see her working at Ralph's? I would be very sad to see somebody I loved, a beloved character from a video game that I played for hours, if not days, if not weeks. I'd be sad to eventually see and learn that they can't even afford the clothes on their back. That's basically what she was saying in her videos. Hopefully you guys can hear what I'm saying. Try to understand a little bit more where she's coming from. Did she lie? Yeah. Maybe she was misinformed. Maybe. Doubtful. But the point is this. These big corporations don't give a fuck about you. But I bet you $1 million if she had heard the same story regarding you, she would have your back, because she would understand where you're coming from. She would not take the side of a major corporation. And that's something to think about. All right, you guys. See you later.